Hey guys, it's me, Kezia, the world's leading female dating expert for men. Now, how many times have you spoken to a girl that you like and you've decided not to pursue her or not to make a move based on the assumption that you're just not her type? For some reason you think or you feel or she's given some sort of a signal that you are physically not her type. Honestly, ask yourself now how many times that has happened. Now, of course, all us girls, just like you guys, have a set type, what we look for physically and in terms of their characteristics. However, every single girl has dated, slept with, had a boyfriend who has not fitted that set type at all. What she initially goes for does not necessarily mean that that's what she's going to end up with. Now, whenever you feel this, whenever you're talking to a girl and for some reason you feel that you're not her type, let this come into your head. Game on. This sentence is so empowering. Just very simple, game on. And this is because game will outmatch type every single time. Game is much stronger than what the girl's initial type is. So if a girl shows you lack of initial interest, she's not immediately attracted to you, instantly attracted to you, as which sometimes happens, what is your reaction? Do you do what most guys do? Most guys will quit. Most guys will give up. And what they'll do is they'll find excuses in order to keep their ego intact. So they will say things often such as, she's only into white guys, she's only into black guys, she's only into rich guys, she's only into older men, she's only into younger guys. She's a lesbian, anything. You'll find an excuse often to say, this is her type and I don't fit into that, so that's okay, that's fine. But the problem with this is not only do you not get the girl that you want because you've given up and you've decided that, you know, she goes for a guy which looks nothing like you or has a different social status to you or has a different job or who is richer than you or shorter than you or taller than you or a different color to you. And also these kind of excuses keep you in your comfort zone. They stop you from perfecting your game. They stop you from perfecting your technique. Now you might be saying to this, if I'm not a girl's type, why should I bother? Why do I need to prove myself to her? That's exactly how a guy who has no game thinks. Most guys will think that they need to somehow prove themselves if they're not the girl's initial type. However, if you have game, if you have skill, if you have technique, you'll realize that she is going to have to prove herself to you. That's how it works. That's the difference. This is how the guys on my team, the pickup coaches on my team, how they look at a situation. They don't look at it as they need to prove themselves. They have to somehow be that girl's type. They have to be in line with her requirements. They switch it around. She has to prove herself to them. It's about game, it's not about type. Now, there's something else you have to remember here. Women are usually not instantly attracted to a guy. Most women do not experience love at first sight. They might claim that that was the situation, but they're just romanticizing what really happened. The truth is, most girls meet a guy, they think he's okay, nothing special, and then suddenly something starts changing in the interaction. It could be a slow burner, it could take maybe a few days, but it usually will happen within the first hour or so. So instant attraction is extremely rare, and when it does happen, and it's happened to me, it fizzles out very, very quickly, because when you meet someone and you're instantly attracted to them because they happen to be exactly your type, the problem with that is that you build them up and you expect so much from them that anything that they do that is not congruent or not in line with this ideal you had of them is going to start sabotaging the little fantasy you've got going on there about them. So instant attraction very rarely happens. When it does, it doesn't mean that you're going to have guaranteed success with the girl either. And this is why on my courses, my boot camp, my 7-day courses, we never teach guys how to be a particular type. Guys who come to me, I don't teach them how to be exactly my type. Now I want to share something with you. I have a type. I go for a certain type of look, and most of my boyfriends haven't actually ended up looking like that set type that I have in my head. In terms of characteristics, I always say that I go for very intelligent men. I like men to have strong political views. I like men to be well educated, and yet I've ended up with guys who I've been so attracted to that was so stupid they could barely spell their own name. This happens all the time. So many girls, they will go out with a set ideal, set type in their mind and end up going with a guy who is nothing like that. And this is because these guys have game. They have brilliance. This is what I do. I break down what those naturals did, because they were all naturals. They all had game. I break it down and I pass it on in a step-by-step format. So I never try and make a guy become a type. It's impossible. You can't be everybody's type. And have a think for a moment yourself. How many times have you met a girl and she's been good looking, she's fitted the requirements of what you're looking for in terms of looks with a girl, and she's got a nice personality, but you're not really attracted to her, and there's a girl that you know who is not the most beautiful girl. She's has unfortunately got habits or characteristics that are definitely not on your list of what you consider attractive, but yet you've been really attracted to her. This girl has game. You'll put it down to her being sexy, having a great personality, having an energy, chemistry, but the truth is she has game. That's all it is. She has game. Game will outmatch type every single time. So what I do is I teach guys how not to be the girl's type. Impossible. I teach them how to perfect their game. Now there's one last thing that I want you to remember. When a woman does end up with a guy who is not her type, the attraction is always more intense. It's always stronger. We love to get together and say, but he's just not my type. I don't know what I'm doing with this guy. I never go for guys like this. Because then we start trying to romanticize it and say it must be chemistry. It's just meant to be. We'll come up with all these excuses to actually explain why we're so attracted to this guy, and we won't really be able to. So instead we just use romantic excuses to why we're so attracted to him. So remember guys, next time this happens, I want you to always think game on. If there's any point where you think she might like taller guys than you, she likes richer guys, doesn't matter. I too have a type, and how many times have I gone out with my type? A few times, fine, but I've gone out with lots of guys who are not my type, and so have millions and millions of girls out there. So whenever you think she likes a richer guy initially, or a taller guy, or a younger guy, or an older guy, I want you to not give up, and I just want this line to come in your head, game on. So guys, if you want to find out how to perfect your game without changing who you are, you want to have game, you want to have techniques that are congruent with your own personality, check out my website www.kezia-noble.com and find out about our boot camps and 7-day mastery course. I hope to see you soon. Take care.